Sometimes life lets you down and you feel that you are done. You just want a morning run because the fun is all gone. But sometimes life makes you proud when you look far and wide, when you leave the pain behind and see the brighter side. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you.
The new channel. The new channel. The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following show are those of the hosts, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the new channel. Here to help you see the new you. This is Jesse Francis Rebustillo, your host to this wonderful program, HR Hotline. Welcome back to the HR Hotline. If you notice, I also brought back the music as my background. First, because yesterday it was the first anniversary of the wedding of my niece with a pianist, an American pianist. Again, happy anniversary, Jam, my niece, and Joe, my nephew, is actually now in the States. Also, it was the birthday of my sister-in-law, and my niece, who is there in Makati, sent us peaches and chicken. So wonderful. And today is the feast of the Immaculate Conception. And you know very well that I am a Marian devotee. Later on, I will post again my collection of Marian images. My sala, now that I brought out my altar, even looks like a Marian chapel. And how I miss Our Lady of Remedies. I am the honorary member of the Mother Butler because pre-COVID, I bring my plants to decor the altar, the sanctuary. That is why I am raring that when everything goes back or bounce forward to the better normal, I will bring again my plants. And also, this is a joyous day because my sister and my brother-in-law had the groundbreaking encapsulating ceremony at their project, which is a hotel just nearby our residence in Legazpi. And we may call it ours. So we now have a 30 room. Oh, it's still going to be constructed. But at this time, it's so agile and it's so fast. And I will insist that I will be the marketing person here in Manila. But I will speak in the dialect, Bawi, in exchange. You can see the sadness in my eyes. My dear Bettina passed away this morning in her sleep. I asked her to join me in my room last night. For those who do not know it, I have around 10 pets who sleep with me in my room. Starting tonight, I will only have 9. Oh, anyway, the topic for today, I would like to have that from time to time because it is a topic that you must really know and everyone must have it. It's customer service. What is customer or how is customer service during this time of the pandemic? The pandemic should not be an excuse for being rude. I hear a lot of rants, a lot of complaints, most especially from the senior citizens on how they're treated when they visit malls, banks, and restaurants. How should we treat our guests? Of course, all of us are scared. We have to follow protocols. But we must make sure that there should be what you call pleasant customer experience from service to delight. We must make sure that we are pleasing, that there is value for money for the clients, for the customer. It's not even the profit that you're supposed to receive at the moment. It's actually how to start a rapport and then a relationship so that the engagement continues. I remember that was the topic that I did in CDO, Cagayan de Oro City, years ago. Customer centricity. And it's the the job of HR to develop that culture. Customer centricity for HR, and the customers are actually your employees. Customer centricity for management and for all the employees. Customer centricity means that the person is actually satisfied, comfortable, life integrated, engaged, committed, passionate, with his job, with his work, because it shows, it is manifested. It is manifested. You cannot fake positive emotions. And people who are in the front line must exude positivity, positive emotions. So it is actually the burden of owners, the burden of HR to make sure that the employees, including you, are actually engaged, satisfied with the salary, satisfied with how you are treated. You are knowledgeable of what you do so that you are ready to face the world. So that is our topic. And I would like to go back to that maybe every other week. Different slants on how we deal with customer service. I remember after my being the HR director of Inquirer, I was promoted to sales advertising. And we do sales calls, sales pitch, events, and we have clients. So I know how it feels. And it should not be fake. People will know if you are transparent. People will know if you are sincere. People will know if you are authentic in how you deal with your clients. So, ladies and gentlemen, I mentioned Cagayan de Oro. Our guest now is from Cagayan de Oro. She studied in Mindanao, in Kidapawan, and also here in UST. But she is very, very much engaged with the People Management Association of the Philippines. She is the current chapter president. But she knows what we're going to discuss today because she's the president of, I will ask her so that I will really, uh, I will not be able to say it wrong. We'll ask her the outfit, the organization that she's in now. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome my dear friend Josette Mercedes Baralla, yes, Cellona, or Josette Cellona for short. Josette, hello.
Hello, President Jesse. Good noon.
Good noon. Can you tell us your clinic, the name of your clinic?
Okay, so before I tell my clinic, I would like to greet happy birthday to our Mama Mary.
Of
And
course, of
yes,
course.
happy birthday, Mama Mary. And then to all the viewers who are watching now, our HR hotline with Jesse Rebustillo. A good noon to all. So,
Yes,
the name of our clinic is HealthCheck Clinic and Diagnostic Center.
yes, yes. And it's in CDO.
Yes, it's in Uno Building, Vela Street, Cagayan de Oro City.
Okay. How is it? How are you there? How is CDO?
First, the clinic is okay. We are now on our 11th year. So we're very proud that we surpassed the trial period, which is 7 years. So we're very happy. And for CDO, CDO is at the moment still on uh, MGCQ. So CDO is one of the cities who have never experienced ECQ and MECQ. And currently we are on MGCQ. So it's a bit life continues. So it's Like the other, like yesterday, there was a conference with our mayor, city mayor Oscar Moreno, and he believes that lockdown is not a like a decision of the city to lock down the city, but it's a self decision to lock yourself, not to avoid the contamination, the transmission of the COVID.
Okay,
So,
but business continues. There is
part
business, and there is business continuity.
yes,
Right?
yes, precisely.
Okay, okay. I would just like to mention that there are uh, friends viewing us now, Jennifer Nuya and Joven, and we would like that those who are viewing us now live uh, to post where they are so that we can greet them. We can greet them. You know, this is what is wonderful, Josette, because this is live streaming, and later on you can share the recordings.
Okay.
And the show already has a it's a niche, and we have already viewership of what do you call select HR group who are actually watching us. Anyway, so how about you? How do you respond to the pandemic?
As the part owner and as the president of the clinic, it's really my responsibility to ensure that our clients, our customers, are really served as expected. Given the pandemic, people will be afraid to come to the institution, they because they do not want to be transmitted with the disease. So there are lots of angles that are being considered. First is how many customers or how many patients are coming in, and so that our internal customers may be able to serve it, and then the business also, the clinic also can be sustained, can sustain the expenses. So we also considered if what our customers really prefer. Do they prefer to come to the clinic to have their health check, or maybe we can do something, we can think of ways on reaching out to their needs, like for example, if they prefer that we go to their home, or they avail of the the other medium like telephone, social media, just to have their medical check up. So we have set up a teleconsultation. So this is very, um, should I say, medyo elementary lang, no, na kind of teleconsultation, but we manage. No, it's not a like high tech. There are like in America, you can do teleconsultation, but with just one click or anything. It's digital. But this one, it's really like we call, and then we get the process. We ask the doctor if it's okay. It's really the usual thing
Yeah,
of the process. Yes, but we do it.
it is okay. It is okay because actually, what matters is what comes at the end of the
Yes,
conversation. So what you do now is you provide face to face,
yes,
then home service,
yes,
and teleconsult.
yes,
Actually,
yes.
actually. So let's go to the first one. So how many still come to the clinic for consultation?
Yes. Yeah. There are cases that we the doctors prefer really a face-to-face consultation. So if the doctor cannot manage it online or cannot manage it through phone, we request the patient if they can come to the clinic for checkup.
That
And
is my question
yes,
because we have to follow protocols. So that is
yes,
my question. How do you manage people coming in, and how do you manage if there is already a number of patients lining up for consultations? How do you manage a clinic now?
yes. We still do the the protocol guidelines of the, maybe it's a national thing, like we do hand sanitizing, we require face mask, and then right now we have added already the face shield, no, so nobody can enter the clinic if there's no face mask and face shield. And then
Okay,
we
okay,
also,
okay. Let me cut you there. How do you manage that? Because our topic is customer service. Do you get complaints? Are there some negative sentiments on the protocols?
mostly what uh, I find it okay or good is that people are very understanding with what we are implementing, because they understand that they have to wait outside, they have to be in the hot atmosphere, not inside the aircon, because we want to limit the people coming in the clinic, so they understand. But there was an instance that we have not allow the entry of one patient because that patient has a cough. So in our declaration, in our health declaration, we declare if you have a cough, if you have some pulmonary concerns. So that patient declared that she has a cough. So we suggested that we will only attend to her needs outside the clinic, and she was really angry. She was angry, and then she
Yes, yes,
yes,
that is actually what I would like really to ask. How do you manage? Because we had past President Pilar, who is now the president of Makati Med. She used to be the president of Cardinal Santos, and now we have you, and we even have Mr. Ryan of Maxi of Intellicare. Yes, and then so, of course, IntelliCare is more of HMO, and everybody would like to monitor their health, but everybody is also scared that they will get infected. But of course, us in the institution, in the clinic, in the front line, we like to make sure that the health protocols are followed. So you are telling us that there was an incident. So how did you do your utmost customer service?
yes. We explain to that patient or customer that we have protocols in as much as we want to accommodate her in coming inside and do the specific check that she wants. We have to follow the protocol. So we offered that maybe just do it outside the clinic. We maybe just do it outside the clinic because she wants it's a simple CBC checkup, just to check if it's okay for hemoglobin or something. So that's the only test. So we do explanation. We do it uh, patiently. No, we explain it to them why we have to do this because it's really a protocol. Then gladly that patient, even if she's mad at first, so she accepted our offer. So we took her blood outside the clinic.
Okay, Josette, you are in CDO. Are
Yes.
there other customers or patients that come in wherein they are suspects to the COVID-19?
So far in our clinic, we did not experience any like patients who are symptomatic of the COVID. So there's because at the door we really have to get their health declaration. And then I think people in Cagayan know that if they have symptoms, they go directly to the hospital and not to clinics. And
I
then
see.
if they, a good thing about social media like Facebook, they our Facebook is very active, and then they can always ask like if they have fever, we offer at the teleconsultation. So most inquiries with fever, with symptoms of COVID, they can do it through telephone, through online.
Okay, so let us now go to that. So you provide teleconsulting. How
Yes.
many are actually availing? How, in your rough estimate, how many percentage are actually availing on that teleconsultation?
Because in our clinic there are like a consultation for walk-in, and then we have also consultation for employment. So our consultation for walk-ins is not that much. More we are more on the employment service. But for the teleconsultation, like in a day, we get around 10 to 15 consultations through online.
Okay, I just would like to know what was that. Is there any difficulty for your doctors or for your nurses who have been used to giving consultation face to face, and now that they are doing it on telephones?
At first the doctors are like they're asking what will I use? Will I use telephone? Will I use messenger or Viber? So I just told the doctors is whatever is their comfortable medium, they can use it. But if they really want to see the status of the patient, what we suggest is the patient takes a picture of the affected part, and then send it to the doctor. And then if the doctor really wants a live checkup, then they do the messenger or the Viber. But if the doctor really is not convinced with that proof or that situation, the doctor will recommend a face-to-face consultation.
I see. But you know, here, actually here in Parañaque, I do teleconsult, but I also have a neighbor, a doctor is actually in the neighborhood, which sometimes we visit and ask for diagnosis and for the, what do you call that? The
Prescription.
prescription,
Prescription.
especially if is actually for some medicines that needs prescription. So it is, you still have to see. But what I am just curious about is that the change in mindset of your people, because you are the president and you manage a clinic. The How is it uh, that they are now ready to provide service despite of the pandemic and using a different medium? How did you do it? What was the process?
First, we're not that big. No, we are only like 25 manpower. So I check on the interest or the interest of the employee. So if I look for someone that who is really into the social media, the cell phone, who has patience in doing Facebook, doing Viber, so that it will be easier for me to explain, and then so that also that employee can easily talk to the doctor. So when I identify that person, so I appointed to her that she will be the in charge for the teleconsultation. So
That's
all
right.
that, yeah,
That's right,
because
because actually, yes,
it
you
will
said.
be hard if I will assign it to someone who's not into cell phone, into social media. So it's very smooth. And the the challenge now is the payment, because the payment, we require payments, right? Because they avail of our service. So what we did was we asked the patient how they can settle the payment. So good thing there are medium that can be checked online, like online banking. We can also use the some payments through the cell phone.
I see. I see. So that's right. It has to be the fit.
Yeah.
When you try to manage uh, organization, be it a medium-sized organization or be it a big organization, customer service is really very critical. You have to really assign a person who fits into the job because it takes a lot of understanding the DNA of the person because she's actually a frontliner.
Yes.
She's actually a frontliner. She represents the organization. And if she's not, there is no centricity on giving service, then
Yeah.
it will really be a problem. That was very, very nice of you to really, what you call, select the person who is going to really do it and which is actually uh, the fit, taking the person into what he or she really does. You mentioned about employees. So you are actually engaged in some organization availing your services.
Yes.
So these are actually employees for the checkups, for the annual medical checkups, and employees for their for for their ailments. So they go to you.
Yes. For pre-employment, medical requirements, and for annual checkup of
Ano.
company.
So how will you do your annual checkup now? That there are a lot of health protocols that we have to follow.
There are few companies who still endorse their employees to the clinic. So meaning their employees go to the clinic. But for those who prefer an on location, like we go to their clinic instead, to their office or to their company instead, we also do it. We also address that need for them. So we have
You
a
know,
model.
that is actually one of the questions that I prepared because I'm just curious how are companies going to do their annual checkup wherein employees are afraid to go to hospitals. And then there are actually a need of doctors to a doctors to really go around and do the annual checkups. How do they do that now? Kaya,
So we
Josette,
offer the option of us going to their company. So
I
we,
see.
so in there, if we're there, we also practice the protocol, the guidelines. Like we also do the
Is there a
hands.
possibility that you can do your annual checkup through the phone? You just ask questions? No,
No.
because there is actually a need for you to maybe submit their blood samples.
Blood samples, their X-ray, and then their vital signs. We have to check like their height, their weight. I think, and then doctors are
So
really
there is really a need to review and check the procedures that you do for annual checkups.
yes, yes. When we do the pre-employment meeting, a pre-APE meeting, we call it pre-APE meeting, like days before the actual APE. That's what the HR or the nurse and us discuss thoroughly. Like how do we go through the flow considering the protocol, the guidelines for COVID. So
You know,
like in
it's
an
a little
hour,
bit scary. Just it's a little bit scary because uh, I have a member of the Philippine Association of Professional Speakers, Adine Gloria, who had her eye checkup and she got infected through through that eye checkup. So I'm just a little bit uh, worried on how you're going to do the procedures for annual checkups now for employees. If you ask me if I am still working and I am due for annual checkup, I will forego it first. I will not. I will not do it because I'm scared to go to the to the hospital for my checkup. Anyway, so they still go to you because there are employees actually what do you call that? You serve at the service of the clinic for their
yeah,
medical Okay, so let's have first our first commercial breaks, and then we go back. I'll ask you about your PMAP activities and CDO. So here goes. After welcome back to the HR Hotline. We have PP Obat Carpio watching us, and we have Israel Vojkaj. You know, sometimes they have names in the in the social media that I don't know if these are real names, but greeting us and Edit the Twin Angeles. Yes, thank you, Edit, for watching. And I still have to read a announcements for the other shows in. The TNC. The Big Picture shares inspiring stories of notable personalities Mondays to Fridays at 7 p.m. Of course, I am your lunch date, and the hotline introduces us the wonderful world of human resources management. Have an insightful Saturday afternoon because the family business is everyone's business. Just like today, we had our groundbreaking for the hotel in Legazpi. The fourth project is about life, business, and success stories live from Dubai, UAE. Usapang Beauty is about beauty beyond what your eyes can see. Discover your life purpose and learn from others' turnaround stories by turning into U-Turn with Carmine. The home buyer is where you hear remarkable stories about building and owning a property with Dante Salamat. Laugh and learn through the puppet stories with One Lou. Magbenta bumili at tumulong dahil sa bukas na ang TNC Marketplace, but this is actually near midnight, an online night bazaar. YOLO is for all of us to understand the law, which is fun and cool too. Two Leaders platform, the TNC, the talk. And Aftershave is the chillaxing show about your choices and life after work. Discover your talent and learn how you can share it with others to win within. Dream, achieve, nurture, and inspire. Tag your kids along and watch Danny Art Show. More upcoming shows that will truly inspire you, COVID stories, foreign affairs, health online, man and more. Catch also our TNC original shows One Day and the TNC Town Hall. Please follow our channel on Facebook and YouTube and help us help you see the new you. Okay, so those are the shows and TNC, and it's so difficult to read from a script. But I used to have a radio program when I was with Inquirer, in Radio Inquirer, and it was a job fair. Actually, it's a 2 hour, it runs up to three. And after that, sometimes I'm really spent when you talk and talk, especially talking to a camera. And what is nice with the live streaming is that it can be shared later on. Can we have again Miss Josette Celion? Josette? Yes. Uh, I sent you a link. I don't know if our friends in CDO are watching. I'm waiting for them to join us. Did you share it to them? Is there
I have
anybody?
one. That's my sister.
I see, I see. Later on, you can share the recording of the show to our friends there in CDO. So let me ask you then, how is CDO PMAP chapter?
I'm very proud to say that PMAP CDO is working as expected. So before COVID, like end of 2019, we do the strategic planning. We plan for the year 2020. So as president, I ensured that what we have planned will be actualized, will be realized. So as also President Jess, I'm also the current Mindanao trustee, and I am proud that as Mindanao trustee, I was able to partner with our very own past president, Wing Magdale, Dr. Wing Magdale, and we had a series of 5 learning sessions, and it was very successful. We had a maximum of 434 registrants, participants who joined us in one of the sessions. So I think the PMAP Cagayan de Oro has adapted to the new normal. We were able to come up with like Zoom, and then convert our supposed to be face to face, which is everybody what everybody's doing, but we are always on the dot. Like if we have a learning session for this month, we do it. We have meetings for this month, we do it. If we have board meetings for this month, we do it. And everybody is very enthusiastic.
Right.
Everybody
Just said, just said, um, that one of adapting to the new normal is actually now.
yes,
What you're telling me that it's on the dot, it's being, you actually realize it. We are just in a different platform, but life continues. That is why we have that organization, business continuity.
yes,
Even if there is a lockdown, even if there is a quarantine, life continues. You still eat 3 times a day. You still have to look for a job. We have to be resilient. So that means that the PMAP CDO has been agile and resilient already.
yes,
And I think you're already digital because if you have learning session and you invited Wing Magdalene, and I know she's in the States, so you have been connected through digital or
yes.
online. Okay, when is the Mindanao Summit?
Mindanao Summit was supposed to be on October, but we postponed it. We postponed it. That's why we had the Gear Up Mindanao. That's the learning session. That's the 5 sessions. So, but the Mindanao Summit, which will be hosted, supposed to be by PMAP Zanorte, and they are still requesting that they will be the one to host it still next year if it will be face to face. So supposed to be it's October. And
Oh,
one of our President Jess, one of our like responsibility as trustee for Mindanao is to ensure that all the chapters are active. So we are proud that PMAP Caraga, who has been inactive like since 2017, they are reorganizing this year. So I think this month they will be electing officers, and then hopefully they will move on to what PMAP association should be. So I'm
You
so
know,
proud.
for just that for associations, the pandemic really compelled us to work from home, and there is no what do you call this excuse that you cannot really be engaged because you're using the social media. Sometimes I really am so sad that at this time people will still see you. Friends of mine, students of mine, I send them the link of this show, and sometimes I ask them later, did you watch? I'm sorry, sir. I was so busy. I am sad. Honest. Because at this time, there is no excuse that you don't have time because you're at home and you can use the collaborative tools. So for associations like us, because we are associated, you're the president, you're the trustee of PMAP, I would like to mention this and influence people that this is the time, that is the positivity of the pandemic, that we are now using social media, collaborative tools, that we can meet anytime because there is no more traffic to think about, neither a time that you cannot be there face to face. It's a matter of just negotiating. We call that synchronous. The asynchronous is the one-to-one. The synchronous is to be in sync, to synchronize. It's just a matter of synchronizing your time and be able to meet. Now, there are really people who keep on telling that they are engaged, but actually they are not. Because because if they can still make it an issue and an excuse that they cannot meet while we are using. Just imagine you told us that Wing Magdali is actually in the States and we have a different time zone. But you
Yes.
can still do it. So that means there is no excuse. At this time, I would like to thank you. You are in CDO and I am here. So there is, before pre-COVID, it would be difficult for us to do this. I will be going there to see, no, you'll be coming here to Manila. But no, you're loud and clear. You're so beautiful. So, so, and then, and then, so it's just a connectivity. So it means that I am congratulating you that you are now agile, you have been resilient, and then just like Karaga, Jules Rendon is there. And, and then, yes, there should be no excuse. Let me ask you names and tell me how they're doing. How is Jocelyn Gogo, my dear friend Jo Gogo?
Yeah, she's the owner. She's the CEO and owner of a school in
Yes, I
Tagulwan.
know, I know. And
Yeah,
she has a boutique hotel. She
yeah,
has a
she has a
boutique.
boutique hotel, and she's really an entrepreneur now, and she has
I
also
am
a like a salon, a beauty salon. I think she's really into her businesses,
okay.
and
So very
then
much, very much into management, and that of course
yes,
is using her HR competency in
of course,
managing all of these. How
yes.
about how about Sol?
Sol, Dr. Sol Amir, Abi Sol
Yes.
Amir. Yeah, she's still the HR director of Xavier University, and she's really busy with the manpower thing of Xavier, as they have the like
There is a lot of difficulty challenges for
challenge.
managing a school now.
Yeah,
But of course, they are the ones actually wonderful. They are the ones actually the first one to really be engaged in um, digital,
yes,
online and online
online.
learning. How about Vivian?
Vivian
Vivian.
Luanza is still with us. She's our trustee for learning and development, and she's really active. Yes, she's very much with us with PMAP, and she's really online. Techie siya, techie.
Okay. So
Oo.
she can actually help you with your telephone consultation. Is it
Yes.
that correct? And you know, that you mentioned that all of us, all of us in HR, all of us in management must really quickly, agile, be uh, savvy, digital savvy. It is not actually the new normal. The pandemic just compelled us to really embrace, just like what we're doing. I just Is this the first time that you're using StreamYard, Josette?
Yes, of course.
But you are now comfortable. So everybody is just learning how to play a game in your cell phone. It is just like say uh, trying to trying to use a new gadget. Everybody. So nice that we have Vivian who is a techie. The other Joe. There you are three Jocelyn there.
Jojo Ortiz.
Yes. How is he?
She's also an entrepreneur. She has her own consultancy firm and she's really adapting to the online thing. Like she's converting or she's adding to her portfolio the trainings online. So that's what's keeping her busy now. Like making her trainings available online, getting
I
the
know
persons involved.
I know you said that the state of the HR practice or profession in CDO is a little bit at par with the world. I remember you had a group who went to Singapore.
Yes. We
Were you
did
part?
benchmarking.
You were part of that.
I was part of that. Also, we went to Bangkok for Asian Institute of Technology. We went to AIT, and then we also went to Hong Kong. So sadly, this year we cannot do it because it's
And I know this is not for a vacation, but what you do is
no
actually benchmark and learn.
benchmarking. Yes, most of our the company, all of the companies we went to were like HR related. Like for like in Singapore, it's IBM. So we asked how they do their HR, what are the best practices of their HR management, and then in Bangkok, we in Hong Kong, we were able to talk to their PMAP. It's the PMAP in Hong Kong. It's the Association of HR. So we also did the benchmarking. And then last year we went to AIT in Bangkok.
I see, I see. So yeah, I'm so updated with CDO. I know that the state of the HR profession is actually upgraded with all the things that the CDO team up chapters are doing. Okay, so can you just before our second break, can you tell us, did you do any not only mitigation, advocacies during the pandemic?
We were able to link with Xavier. Xavier, they have they have campaign on the supporting the education of some
I
less
see.
fortunate. And then also for the gear up, we were able to we will like donate the whatever proceeds we had, we will donate it to Dole.
I see. I
Dole
see.
for DepEd. Like
Just
they're requesting for coupon bonds for the what's this for the modular of the students for modules of the students. So that's
I
our
see.
because
I
for
see.
this year there's not much activity for us to have a good income or fees. So we only get like 100 pesos per activity. That's still optional. So whatever we uh, collected, we will do it
Okay.
for our
So you all of us are preparing for the PMAP conference
yes
come
October
October.
21 to 23. That's our annual convention.
Yes, I'm actually part of the organizing committee, and we are cooking up some engagement with the PMAP chapter. So we have to wait for some announcements.
Wow.
So that it will have a feel that it is actually a conference. Okay, so we'll have our second break, and after that, I'll still have a couple of questions for you before we ask you for your parting message. Can we have the second break, please, Mavi? Welcome back to HR Outline. We are on the last portion for the job fair, FARE. So, for all of those who are listening, how do you fare with your customer service? Even at home, how do you fare dealing with your helpers? How do you fare with your employees? And how do you fare with your outside world? And we also have here the job fair. Thank you. Wills Design and Associates are still looking for project managers, pollution control officers, even HR, and one in talent acquisition supervisor. Lots of vacancies. They are actually in Quezon City. And what you can do, you can just proceed to their office, or you can send your application email recruitment at wdaiinc.com.ph. Also, Puzzlebox is actually looking for HR officer, graphic artists, copywriters, and media buyers. And you can just send your application to careers at puzzlebox-inc.com. We still have a lot of, and I'm still doing webinars, and I have one on October 1 conducting virtual competency-based interviews. And this is most needed now. Why don't you attend it? Especially if you're an HR, you must be ready to ask competency-based questions in your interviews, which is being done online. Okay, so let's have Miss Josette back before we say goodbye. Time flies. Time flies. And I really made it a point that will ask you about your managing a clinic, and also about your being the president of CDO and a trustee. But time flies. So just a couple of questions before we ask you to do your parting message. I want you to say a little in Bisaya also, so that they can be clear. But just said one thing. What is it, say, in your clinic? What is it that makes you different? What is your customer service engagement that makes you different from the rest? Can you tell us?
If I were to honestly say, I really want to serve our customers the way I want to be treated as a customer.
Right.
So I I I want our customer to feel that whatever they are expecting from the clinic or in getting inside our clinic or availing our service, they will be satisfied or they will be delighted with our service. So I was trained, no, I will not just mention, but I was trained to with customer service on how to delight, how to to satisfy customers, and I think that's the most important thing for customers to come back to avail of our service or to share the service to others. So I I think it's my passion to ensure that our customers are happy. They are they leave our clinic satisfied. So if, like, for example, like I say, if they need the discount, we give discount. So it's not hard to like to give. No, that's my like guiding principle. I want customers to really feel that they are the king.
I
It's
see.
cliche, but it's that's basically it.
Yes. But the other one, is the customer always right? Or are they right? What are your thoughts on this?
I think they are always right because they pay for your service, but it doesn't mean that at the end we do what they want because they think it's right. So it's a matter of how you translate it to move it to really what is right, and maybe not arguing to the customers, not letting them feel that they are wrong, just listening to them, just accepting their rants. So that's maybe they will feel that they are right, but it doesn't mean that you go to the issue, that you will accept the issue as per se. So I think it's more on listening, empathizing, and then converting it to what is really the right thing, but not really telling them that they did what they think is wrong.
Of course, you
Yes,
don't have to argue with your customers.
yes.
Very right. Very insightful. Yes, I learned from that. Thank you very much, Josette. Can you give us your parting message before we end? Time flies so fast.
Yes. Thank you so much. So before I say my parting, I'd like to thank also I'd like to say hello to Sir President Obet. He was with us also as one of our speakers in Gear Up. Hello, President Obet. Thank you so much for the time during our Gear Up Team of Mindanao. So my parting words to President Jess, thank you so much. Daghang salamat sa pag-imbita sa ako. You know that kabalo ka na medyo dili kay ko comfortable ani nga scenario maamadlo ko maulaw ko, but you have encouraged me, you have inspired me, and then you condition me to be comfortable just to answer, and then you have been very supportive. Salamat kaayo, President Jess. And to all the viewers, this is a very good channel, very good show. And to all the HR enthusiasts, listen to this show, watch this show, and then I'm sorry, President Jess. Honestly,
Well,
wala pa yun na ako. I did not share it to all because maulaw ko,
after this,
shame. Believe me, right after we talk, right after this session, I will share the to all. I shared it to
sure.
few, and I mentioned it to few, but I will be sharing it. And then President Michelle also sent us an email through Dr. Dulce Esperon. She invited us to watch your show and then to share it to all the PMAppers in Mindanao. So I will do that. I promise
Yes,
I will do that.
There are always tidbits of information and knowledge from this HR hotline. And I'm so glad that you accepted the invitation. And now you are a digitalent. You can now, you are now comfortable conversing live stream. So we'll have you back. One of these days, we'll have duets and trios. I'll invite you and then another from Cebu and another one from Baguio, and we'll be around because the live stream will ask Marvin later on. It can accommodate around four screens, and we can have a conversation. And it's nice. It is light. It is light. Thank you very much. Josette, and then virtual hugs to all my friends in Cagayan de Oro. Be safe and please take care. See you around. See you in the PMAP annual conference. Thank you very
You,
much.
God bless. Thank you.
Okay, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. She's a friend. I remember the time that I was visiting CDO. There are times it's PMAP, there are times it's not. They greet me in my hotel, and then you can feel, especially from Josette, she hugs you and she boss you with all sincerity. This is what you call quality friends. Time, even distance, but the the closeness, the sincerity is there. But let's go back to customer service. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, as what we get from Josette, one is you must be treated as if yours. It's emotional intelligence. How you want to be treated is also what you want to treat. Just like it's the golden rule. It's the golden rule. But of course, as I mentioned in the introduction, the insights, it's how HR and maybe you're going to develop your centricity. It depends on you on how you take things. I like that sharing of Gisette wherein I asked a difficult question. If there are some complaints, you don't have to argue, but you have to explain. Customers are not always right, but you don't have to argue which is right or which is wrong. But you have to tell them which is actually the proper way of doing it. So very nice insights for this uh, Tuesday morning. It's the Virgin Mary's feast. So if you can have time, pray the rosary or attend an online mass. And then I would like again to greet my sister for the opening of Balay Albay. It will be a 30-room hotel. And I would like again to greet my sister-in-law and my niece, the happy birthday and happy anniversary. And then again, going back to the topic, even at home, even in our organizations, we have to make sure that when we deal with each other, have at the back of our mind that we must be giving that person that customer experience. The reason for being, it is actually manifesting ourselves. We have to extend ourselves. It will be our advocacy that the person at the other end is pleased of what we have done. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jesse Francis Rebustillo, this Mabalus book.